let's accept, right, that at some point, about 13, 14 billion years ago, there was nothing. There was no space for the nothing to be in. There was no darkness, no light, nothing. Okay, literally nothing, except what is nearly a point in space that contained everything in the known universe. Okay, suddenly that exploded, and in a matter of minutes, the universe was pretty much as it is now. And in all the debris, in all the dust, things started to cling together. One of which was the Earth.
Can I have Carl pick up the story from there?
Yeah! So, there we are. We've got the Earth. We've got this big...
What happened next?
Planet.
Probably nothing for quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just sort of floated about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it wasn't causing a problem because it wasn't annoying anyone.
No.
See, we don't get a chance of that these days.
No.
You pop something down, someone says, move that. Dangerous, what is it?
Yeah.
Back then, nothing. So it's hanging around, and if you leave something somewhere, something will sit on it.
Right.
Okay, if you leave something somewhere, something will sit on it. Yeah.
We'll say like a bin bag. I can put a bin bag outside. Bin men don't come until Friday.
Sure.
But I don't want it in the house.
Sure.
It's got chicken in it.
Yep.
I pop it outside, right? It's sat there for a few days now. Just time, like, you know, a day before the bin men are coming,
Yeah.
I pick that up and take it round the front.
Right.
It's got a slug living under it.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Like one of those little wood lice things.
Yeah.
Might be there.
Yeah.
Snail.
Yep.
What's your point?
My
We've got
point-
a young Earth. It's 4.5 billion years ago.
Yeah.
It's whizzing round the sun.
Something's gonna sit on it.
Yeah, something had to sort of happen, didn't it? I tell you what it's like.
Go on.
In the same way, penicillin
Go on.
happened.
Go on.
It was the bread was sat there. It goes off. Air would have created the greenness.
Oh God! This sounds like the Bible. That is like the Bible. Air created the greenness. That's amazing.
Carry on, because I want to. I'm learning here. I'm learning.
And once you've got something, that leads to otherness.
This is like a monk who sat down. Oh,
We're all
that's
sat cross-legged
amazing.
listening to the wise old man.
I know. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna write a thing of how everything was created.
But hang on, carry on, because
Really?
I'm interested.
Yeah.
So where are we?
So-
We had greenness, and now we've got
So
something.
the air created the greenness, and then what is it?
Then we have what was
Just
it?
otherness from the
otherness.
greenness. Because once you've got
from greenness comes otherness.
once you've got one thing, others come.
Yes.
The air created the greenness, then you got otherness. If you create something, others will come.
Build it and they will
But
come.
it's sort of right.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree. No, so, but tell me, take me on. Continue this story, because this is fascinating. So, where are we now then? What if I was to stand on the Earth at this moment in time? What would I see?
Not that much. You wouldn't want to stay.
But there's greenness.
Little patches
Little
of greenness.
patches of greenness. Okay.
Little bit of rubble knocking around.
A bit of rubble. There was a bit of rubble. Okay.
We've still got a long way to go. We want to get to life, don't we?
Okay, let's skip forward then, Carl, to life.
So everything was right, okay? It was the right distance from the sun, okay?
Yeah, but even if it wasn't,
wait,
we would still been created.
No, we wouldn't.
We would. Something would have done.
No, we wouldn't have.
I want to hear Carl's opinion on this, Rick. I'm not interested in facts. I want to hear Carl's opinion.
So, are you saying, if the atmosphere, right, around the Earth wasn't about 99% nitrogen oxygen with 1% other gases, we'd have still had something else?
Something would have been around.
What would
I'm
it
not
have
saying
been?
it might be better than us. It might be worse than us.
What would it look like?
Well, it's hard to say, because they say, don't they, that it's the conditions that mould you into the shape and colour.
Sure.
And you know, everything else that makes you the person that you are.
Okay, let's take Pluto. We know that's the farthest away. So it is dark and cold there.
Right.
How do you imagine the creatures that will develop there will
Big
look
eyes
like?
and hairy.
But how did they evolve? How did they evolve, though?
Because we
'Cause they
evolved.
can't just-
Hang on. You always say animals change to suit the conditions.
I'd have thought if planet's dark, you don't need eyes, because things that live underground or at the bottom of the ocean, they don't have eyes or colour, because there's no point.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about, are we saying we're living inside Pluto or on the top of it like we do here?
Why would we live inside Pluto? There's
Well,
no,
I wouldn't- I
it
wouldn't.
couldn't support life, full stop. But this is one of the most ridiculous conversations we've ever had.
He's seriously
Because
considering whether we
everything is
live
based
inside or
on
outside.
a ridiculously false premise.
No,
Carl,
we're
listen.
saying now
Right.
that the world's overcrowded.
Right,
There's too many people on it.
right.
We're running out of houses. People are living in basements. Now that's only one step away from being molish. We're already going underground because we're running out of space.
Being molish.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Come on, keep. Hang on, let him. I want to hear his point.
Is
Here
that
we go.
like being Amish?
So
Go
what
see
you're
the
saying?
Polish people, they don't acknowledge the crust of the earth.
So you're saying within 5 years there's going to be sort of mole-like people living in basement flats with no eyes?
But hold on though, according to you, the lower they go, the colder and darker they go, the hairier and better eyes they'll have.
Well, it depends now. I was only saying they'd have better eyes if they were on a dark planet where they're outside, so they still have to look out for things that they could trip over. If we're going underground,
walking around.
Their sole concern. That's the whole evolution. Is well, we don't want to trip over. I don't want to graze my knees.
You've got knees. They got them on Earth. Coincidence, isn't it? Hub, hub.
what I'm saying is, right, and I've always said this,
Go on.
we are not the same as the first man that nature made.
No, we're not. No.
And that's where we went wrong. And if we didn't interfere, we might have been more suited to the conditions now. Auntie Nora, I'm cold. She doesn't want double glazing.
Why not?
Just because she's worried that when people come round and sort of knock on the door, she won't hear them because it's all sort of double glazed.
But they're knocking on the door.
No, but she said that she didn't like a bell. It makes her jump too much.
Well,
That's
how do they get in now?
Well, it's a thin door and thin glass. You hear it. It's not like soundproof like double glazing is.
What? So they have to knock.
They knock like that on the door, and she can hear that because
But
it's
why
like
are
a
they going
wooden
to double
door.
glaze the door? Is it a glass door?
No, they want to put that PVC door in with
Hang
the
on,
thicker
so
glass.
she's scared by. You don't want a doorbell because that alarms her, but the knocking is fine.
The knocking's fine because you
Why
get to know knocks.
Why don't they have a bell that when you press it, it makes that noise?
Because they haven't done that yet.
Well,
Maybe that's an idea.
you could do a sample of a like that. So when they press the doorbell, she hears. That's easy. That's done. You could sort that out for her.
Well, I don't want to start getting dragged into it because
But why don't you tell her? Say, Auntie Nora, have double glazing. Be warm. Be safe. Hear the knock of the bell on the doubly door.
this is it, though, isn't it? She wouldn't be around now if it wasn't for people interfering, coming up with tablets, making weak people live longer.
Right. You're annoyed at that. You're
I
annoyed.
know he's such a fascist, isn't he? Anti-Nora, a weak person who has been allowed
Yeah.
to live.
No, but
Eugenics is where you'd be happier.
Do you recycle and not leave the tap running and turn off lights because you're worried about a child born in 100 years' time?
No, because I don't think. At the end of the day, we have to face facts here.
Go on.
The world is old.
Hold on. Right. Okay.
The
Yeah,
world's
it's
old.
Really old.
And it's the same as if you've got a gran who's 70.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do for her. You can say you're warm, but at the end of the day, she's still going to be shitting her pants. She's still going to be, forgetting things
Right.
and all the rest of it. And you might be taking care of her, but at the end of the day, the good days are gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in a way, like the world, it's got to a point that it's old, and yeah, we can say turn the tap off, turn the lights off, close the windows, stop letting heat out.
The earth, metaphorically, is shitting its pants.
You've only got to look at what's happening, right? It's freezing, isn't it, at the moment out there?
Yeah.
Ice everywhere, snow everywhere. Now, an old person, what happens to them? They're always cold. It's like the earth, isn't it?
Brilliant.
The earth now is freezing.
Yeah.
It feels the cold
It's
more than
winter
ever.
as well. It's also because it's winter, but yeah.
And I think if you try and make it better now, you end up doing more damage.
Does that make any
Doesn't
sense at
make
all?
any sense.
Doesn't make
Doesn't make
sense
any
at all.
Well, just you can sometimes it's too late to make something better. Like I've had old relations who smoke like 50 a day. Doctor said you've got to stop smoking. Stop smoking. 2 weeks later they're dead. Shouldn't have stopped them smoking.
Yeah,
Their
smoking was
insides.
keeping them
Good
alive,
advice.
is it?
Well,
Good advice.
their insides are used to all that pollution.
Yeah.
Take the pollution away. What will the world do?
Oh, good. That is a good
This
point.
interesting. This is scientifically grounded, is it? You've done a lot of the research, read a lot of the information about this. Or is it just a wild harebrained speculation, again, backed up with nothing? Is it bullshit? Which of those two is it?
I just, like I said to you, I just think it's a theory. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're not telling me it's a coincidence that about 3 of my old relations have died because the doctor said stop smoking.
Well, it might be because they're very old, and...
Well, yeah, they were old, but it's weird how, why stop them smoking? They're old.
Sure.
Let them have a fag. Jesus. They've got nothing else in their life. You've took that away, they die. Let them have a fag. And it's the same with this world. It's polluted now. I mean, there's rubbish everywhere. Isn't there?
You just been in the streets and stuff?
Just, yeah. Different levels of... I've noticed how rubbish changes depending where you live. Just like when I lived in the centre of town, it was rank. There was like human sort of poo.
Oh, what?
Yeah, honestly,
Where?
down alleys and that.
What, tramps, you mean?
It must be. I don't know. I didn't sort of hang
Or
around
drug
to see who's
addicts
doing
or-
it. It's just, but very human. It wasn't dog-like.
How do you know it's human?
Just the way it looked.
What do you mean?
Well, you'd walk past it and you go, look at that there, Susan.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
That
look
looks
at-
human.
Oh, yeah. And what does Suzanne say? Yeah, can we walk somewhere else from now on? This isn't...
Yeah, why are you walking up and down this same alley with all
I
this
wanted to
shit?
show, I wanted to show you the human poo.
It's a cut
Were you having
through.
a shit yourself?
It's the cut through that we used to always use, and most of the time it was just like smell a wee, really strong wee,
Yeah.
and you'd see if you could hold your breath for the full thing. But
A little bit of fun, a little bit of romantic fun after a night evening in a restaurant.
I remember when he took her for a walk around the car park.
but now I've moved to like, a posher bit of London. You still get litter, but it's I saw like a rice cake. That's what I chucked on the floor.
Yeah.
That's like,
It's just hummus tubs and...
yeah. But it's still rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's still rubbish.
Who left this crouton maker lying around?
So, don't you see what I'm saying though? The way the world, we've changed more than the world has. We can't handle anything now, can we? Look at it, like I say, a bit of snow, a bit of cold, everything comes to a standstill.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go out, it's dangerous, you'll slip over, people having time off work.